If you're listening to this now and you're at that point where you think, right, I'm too skinny, I need to put on some size, I don't like how I look, or like you're at the other end of the scale, like you're quite big, take your top off, look in the mirror, and if you don't like it enough to let other people see it in public or whatever, tell yourself now, I need to do something to make me like me for me. I've gone from weighing 115 kilograms to putting it over my head. It's
well,
crazy.
Yeah, it's literally as well.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. There's so many people that start things, stop. But what were the key factors to actually make you like force yourself to do it? What did you? Do you know what I mean? What did you put in place? I mean, obviously,
I just stopped going out drinking mainly. That was the main one. I used to be going out all the time, most weekends after college, and not after college, didn't have any ID officially. As soon as I started getting a bit of money, I was out drinking, like was getting smashed up all the time. Going on holidays, doing it, even in Loughborough, just every weekend doing it because I had nothing else to do. A Saturday night now is going to the gym and have a cheeky burger or something after it, not going out spending silly money on drinks and kebabs and whatnot.
And staying out as late as you can.
Yeah, literally, like, look, the club closes, right, where we're going now, like, it's 6 o'clock, go home.
So I just want to stop you just for one moment here. Now, I want to thank you, first of all, for the growth of the podcast. It's been absolutely amazing. It really, really has. And it means a lot for you guys to, to comment, to share, and to, support the show, because these guys really pour their heart out, obviously, as you know. And it's something I want to help push out to people so that everybody understands that no matter who you are, where you are, what you've done, there's always weak periods in your life, but there's always strong periods as well. And talking about strong periods, I want to give you a freebie as a thank you. Go to the link on YouTube where you'll find it in the description. If you're on Spotify or Apple, you'll notice it's on Apple, but on Spotify it isn't. So there you can go to my Instagram, DMaidenOfficial, and you'll find it on my bio there. But go to this and make sure you put this and implement it into your life. It will change the way you see everything. This really has re-energized myself. If you're like me and you work really hard and you don't know when your down periods are, and you think, I will sort them soon, I will plan something at some point, and they don't happen, this will change your life, because this is a full year plan of planning your yearly breaks. And the way that I've sort of like broke it down and everything, it is going to help you and change your life so that it re-energizes you, and it also keeps you focused on track when you're working to know exactly when your dates are that you're having down periods. Other than that, get yourself into this podcast.
Okay, Curtis.
Yeah.
Curty Gaines. I don't want to call you Curtis.
That's my old name.
Curtis is your school name, let's say. Curty Gaines is your new name. But no, Curtis Hodson, for people who don't know, who I'll say my little friend is, because we always say is the short one of the gym bunch. However, that being said, you are becoming one of the strongest out of any size, so I'll give you that one. But mate, thanks for coming on. We know each other very well, so we're probably going to bounce well with this. Mm-hmm. But I want to really dig into it, and we'll just get straight into it. But I want to dig into your journey and what you've achieved, so far. And ultimately, this one, for the guys listening, is a complete inspirational podcast, because Curtis is somebody that I often remember that has done something, I'm going to call it insane, because he might not think that's the right word, or some people might not even see it like that. But I know where you've come from and what you've done. And also, honestly, and I'm not just trying to, make your head grow too big that you can't get out of the room. But I also know the effort you put in, and I tell you that a lot because I mean it. The effort you put in is, you don't often see that with people. So just very, very short, Curtis. We'll dig straight into it anyway. But just tell us about your transformation from, it's 3 years really, isn't it?
3 years from when I started till around now.
Yeah, and Zach will be putting the picture up because we've got to share that picture. But yeah, just tell us, so from when you was going through school, was you a fat boy at school?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it all started when I started secondary school, because obviously, as you're a kid, your mum and dad, or your parents, choose what you eat. And when I started going to secondary school, I was seeing all this like extra food and stuff in the shops on the way. I'm like, oh, that looks nice. I'm going to have some of that. And then it was just that every day until I got massive. And then another thing about it was when I first started driving, because as I was a kid, I was out on my bike, BMX, mountain bikes a lot, just messing about in the streets. And when I got my car, that was the laziest thing I ever did. But the most useful thing, but the laziest. It's. And then I got up to a couple of years ago. I never weighed myself when I first started, but I must have been around 115 kilo, if not a bit more.
Wow.
And in about a year and a half, I got down to 81, 82 kilo.
But let's just highlight this a minute. And I say wow at 115, right? Because I've never been that heavy, and I'm 5'9". How tall are you?
Shorter than that.
4 foot. No, I'm joking.
I don't know, 5'5" on a good day.
Yeah. I mean, he's not literally a midget. We just always
Not
say
far
it.
off.
But you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like to put that into perspective. Sorry, I've spoke over you. What did you say?
Good.
5'5",
5'5", something like that.
and
Not
115 kg.
Yeah.
Just think about that from my years of training. I'm digging a hole for you here, but my years of training and me being a bigger frame and taller, I still haven't hit that weight.
It's a weird one because when you think about it, 115 kilo or whatever that is in stone, in strongman terms and just regular life kind of body weight, it's not that much. But when you're short like me, it makes you look bigger than you would have been if you were not as short.
No, of course. Yeah. And as well, just to really emphasise this, find out what that is in stone. Sorry, I want to convert it.
It's about 17, I think,
But
something
when,
like that.
when you think about it, just to really emphasise this as well, as we know, muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah.
Yeah? 18 stone for the stone holders. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, so to think about that as a made up of fat as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you had muscle.
Yeah, there was a lot. Like when I first started training, my legs were obviously my strongest point from carrying that much body weight around with me for years.
Yeah. So yeah, but like I've said it to you lots of times anyway. But like I mean it, like massive respect to have done that and gone through that journey.
Yeah, man.
But let's just think about this, because obviously connecting to reasons why and everything. Because there's a lot of people that struggle to lose weight. There's a lot of people that struggle to gain size. Struggle to stick to doing what they said they're going to do, and all these different things, but we need to think about exactly what makes people move, what makes people move forward.
Yeah.
So what would you say sort of like made you move forward? Like, why did you think I'm not going to live this way anymore and I'm going to change?
Yeah. So the main reason was obviously I got to a size with my frame and shortness, and I was like wide. I was walking into shops and I wasn't finding nice clothes that I felt comfortable in, or they didn't have my size. I think it was triple XL in Stone Island I was up to at one point.
Triple X.
Yeah, right. 3XL.
So that's what I am in Stone Island, only because I bought it literally the other day.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like, it's literally mad to think of that. And now I'm small, medium in whatever I buy.
Yeah.
And that's just because muscle fit as well, obviously.
Yeah. So how was you feeling about yourself? Like, would you take your top off at the
not
beach?
Not good,
like
no chance. Like, I went to, you've probably seen the picture all over my social media, in Ibiza, like, I was, all the clubs, I was the biggest, not in a good way, I was the biggest guy there by a long shot. And like all my mates are taking their tops off and stuff, and it was just me. I was like, right, I'm really warm now. I'm going to take my sweat stained white t-shirt off now, and it was just not a good look at all. It was disgusting. I thought on the way back, I was talking to Adam, my friend, who sorted me out basically. I was like, right, we're going to do this again in a few years, and I'm going to not look like that state that I was in Ibiza.
So do you feel like being around people like that helped you, let's say, get your ass into gear? Do you know what I mean? Because people are different, aren't they, in situations like that? Some people like that peer pressure. I mean, it's not saying not that they were telling you to do it, but as in like that surrounding pressure, and some people don't, and some people, hide away from it. But do you feel that you must be the sort of person to be attracted by that external feeling and then do something about it?
I think when I first started doing training, running, cycling, whatever it was, I got into it. I was like, right, why have I not been doing this for years? And then, not to say I judge others, but I think people, especially nowadays, people message me like, oh, you've done so well, all this, how'd you do this, how'd you do that? And I tell them what to do, and they're like, I don't hear back from them just because it involves hard work.
Yeah. Which, that in itself actually says a lot about what I said at the start.
Yeah.
And that's what I see you as. You just work fucking hard.
Yeah, it took me a while to get into it. I had years of my mum saying, like, eat better, need to start going to the gym. And I was like, nah, I'll do it. I do it in a few weeks, And I got to the point where I thought, right, I'm getting old, I'm getting a bit old now. I need to sort myself out. And that's what made me get into it.
Yeah. So I think you said before, you started doing the gym, you stopped, and then you went back in.
Yeah, I think it was around my college days. I don't know what I lost or what I got down to, but I looked better for it. I don't know what happened. I think it was when I first started driving. Actually, I started driving to the gym, and I thought, yeah, I can't be asked to do this anymore. And that was when I was about 18, 19.
Think of you being that person for a moment, because that's not you now.
No.
What you could say, it's the immature brain, if you want to call it that, as in, a younger brain. But what would you say? What was the actual difference between you there and now? Because nothing drastically has changed for it. It was just that whole, no, I'm going to go again, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I had when I started years ago, I didn't have a goal, or I didn't know where I wanted to get to. But when I started the first time, I started at Loughborough Leisure Centre just down the road. And it was just to lose weight initially. And I realised, I'm getting quite strong here. And then my friend who got me into it, Adam, he joined the Marines, and I was like, right, I need to find a new gym now because this leisure centre is not doing me any good. And I googled like strength gym in Loughborough, saw a serious strength gym. I was like, right, that's where I'm going.
Yeah. And since then, you've just been an absolute beast, haven't you?
That's it. I've gone from weighing 115 kilograms to putting it over my head. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally as well.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so through your journey and everything then, like, what were the key factors? Because again, there's so many people that start things, stop. But what were the key factors to actually make you like force yourself to do it? What did you? Do you know what I mean? What did you put in place? I mean, obviously, I get what you're saying there. Being around people in a better gym.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's the best gym anyway because
it is.
But quite simply though, being around the right people in gym environments obviously is a huge part. What else did you change in your life and your lifestyle?
I just stopped going out drinking mainly. That was the main one. I used to be going out all the time, most weekends after college, and not after college, didn't have any ID officially. But as soon as I started getting a bit of money, I was out drinking, like, was getting smashed up all the time. And I was doing it for that long, and that like all the time, so often, going on holidays doing it, even in Loughborough, just every weekend doing it because I had nothing else to do. And when I started sorting myself out, a Saturday night now is going to the gym and have a cheeky burger or something after it, not going out spending silly money on drinks and kebabs and whatnot.
And staying out as late as you can.
Yeah, literally, like, look, the club closes, right, where we're going now, like, it's 6 o'clock, go home.
No, but I've said to you before, like, I was always the last person out, and when everywhere else was shut, I'd try and still then find somewhere to go. Yeah, it's just that, like,
that was my issue. Like, as soon as I got drunk, that was it. Like, I didn't want to stop.
Yeah,
it was not good.
But were you doing that whole like waking up feeling crap and hating yourself and not knowing why you did it and all that sort of stuff, or were you quite a? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, or were you quite like, yeah, sod it, let's go again?
I was not really. Like, I used to wake up and think, like, look at the state of me. Like, I stink. I stink of beer, food, and whatnot, and like fags. And then it took me about 2 or 3 days to get over. It takes me about 3 weeks to get over a night out now, because I'm getting old. Yeah. And by the time we got around to Friday, Saturday, I was feeling, I probably could go again. Yeah. But nowadays, it doesn't entertain me just to go out and get off my head for no reason. I can't see a reason to do it.
Yeah. So, you've mentioned again, because obviously I know you more personally. Like, you've mentioned before about your sort of like, I guess like your mum when she got ill. Was that that was around the same time, wasn't it? That you.
Yeah, I think it was just before I first started training, and it was just one of them things that I thought, 'cause she was one that was always telling me, yeah, you need to sort yourself out, you're getting quite big, you're getting quite big, you're getting quite big. I was like, right, I've not got, like, don't take life for granted, you've got to do something now, otherwise you won't ever do it, sort of thing. And that's one of the reasons that mainly got me into it. So that's why I said, I rang my mate, I was like, right, we need to go to the gym tomorrow, I need to sort myself out, I need to sort my life out.
And obviously, just to to say, your mum's perfectly fine now.
Yeah, she's fine now.
It was more of a scare, wasn't it? But
yeah, it was one of them things that I think she's done well for herself. She's lost a lot. I don't know how much weight she's lost. She's lost a lot of weight. I think that was another reason that I started doing it, because all the crisps started disappearing out of the house. She stopped buying chocolate and all the burgers and stuff. I was like, oh, where's all the food? Like, there's nothing in it. What am I supposed to eat?
Yeah, but that's just because that's what you were used to doing, right?
Yeah, just going into the kitchen, eating whatever I wanted. Like, for example, last night I went into the kitchen. There's nothing in there. I didn't make any meals. So
yeah, of course. 'Cause if you don't make your meals,
there's no chicken. There's no food.
Yeah, but I bring that up, right, because it's one of those things where I find that so often there's always a moment, like a pivotal moment that flicks people into action, right? And most of the time it's pain.
Yeah.
I think you could probably say all the time it's pain. It's
Yeah,
some form
definitely.
of pain that has made you think different and that has shocked you or made you either regret something or think different over it. And,
yeah, it's just the mindset thing. Like, when I got to my biggest, I was hating myself all the time. Like, I get throwback pictures now on my phone and social media and stuff, like, this is what it used to look like, and I don't know how I didn't start earlier, because I looked comparing myself to people who I used to be friends with years ago. Now they're getting bigger and older and fatter, and now I'm the big, muscly, good-looking one, and they're the fat, smelly ones. Just because, like, they used to call me fat, and now I don't call them fat because I don't talk to them. But I think to myself, like, now I am where you thought you were years ago, and you're now where I used to be.
But you, I mean, I don't know these people to comment like this, but you've supercharged that as well. You've not just, I mean, you're going to be further than them because you're all now older. So
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, if you've, So do you think you was quite driven then, by the sounds of that, by what other people said, or was it more about what you thought other people thought of you?
It was mainly what I think other people thought of me. Like, I got all the comments for years, and it just went over my head. Like, oh yeah, you're always the fat one, the happy one, the cheery one. And when I got to that point, I'm like, hang on, I actually am.
So genuinely, they were going over your head at that point. So you wasn't fazed by them when they were first.
Yeah, it was like, for years that I had all the comments and stuff. Like, mostly it was messing around and stuff, and no one ever said it like to be horrible.
Right.
Like, mainly. But yeah, I just thought that, right, like, that I've got to not be the biggest guy in the room, like, at events and, well, all the time, at work, school, whatever.
But instead be looked at as someone that, you would get a good comment.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, you look so good now. Like, I'm the biggest in the room, but not the fattest in the room.
Yeah. So, obviously for people, let's just say, because again, I always love to, use this as a stepping stone for somebody, hopefully, to listen to it and, hopefully, like, put some changes in place now.
Yeah.
But what would you say is something that you could, let's say, teach other people if they're in a position where they're feeling demotivated, they're feeling, unhealthy fat, or, it could be the way around where they feel skinny because, typically a man likes to be like, I don't want to be skinny, Some people do, and that's fine, but, they're the weak parts, aren't they, or the pain parts of people that they feel weak in.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your sort of like advice to people that are lost and demotivated?
Good question. So, if you're listening to this now and you're at that point where you think, right, I'm too skinny, I need to put on some size, I don't like how I look, or like you're at the other end of the scale, like you're quite big and you think, right, I need to sort myself out. Just take a look. I don't want to be horrible here, but take your top off, look in the mirror, and if you don't like it enough to let other people see it in public or whatever, just think, tell yourself now, I need to do something to make me like me for me, and not want other people to like me for how I should feel about myself.
That, if you think about that in depth, is a very, very powerful thing.
Yeah.
And I like how you say not to be horrible. Like, I'm gonna change that, and I want to say to tell the truth.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
You know? I know why you're saying that, but ultimately, right? People don't make changes from soft talk.
yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
that's what it was.
And you didn't
That's
do
what
it to
was.
yourself. Like you know, just to expand that thought for a moment. Like literally, if you're looking in the mirror right now and you're not happy with yourself, I want to ask the question of why the fuck you aren't doing anything about it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Why would you want to live in your body and feel like that?
Yeah.
There's some people, and I'll just say this because it's quite different for people. There's some people, let's just call them fat, right? Because it's just a point of action of who that person is. Someone that's fat that feels okay being fat and takes the top off and is confident.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Impressive.
You know, if that's that person, I mean, I'm not saying they're the most healthiest people, but if that's somebody's confidence is there, then great.
Yeah.
However, let's flip it to something more about what you've been.
Yeah.
You was that fat person that wasn't confident.
Yeah,
Do you know
not
what
at
I'm
all.
saying?
Not at all. I was always buying the biggest clothes I could, so it was baggier, and it wasn't tight around like the areas that didn't look nice when it had something tight about. But so I got to that point where I thought I need to I need to be happy with myself. Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say I'm happy with myself when I take my top off now, because I dropped that much weight so fast. I still got quite a bit of loose skin like around the bottom area, but I'm a hell of a lot happier than when I was. Just wear a vest now, then that's no problem.
You can't normally get you out of vest. I thought you'd be wearing one today.
I was tempted to cut the sleeves off this when I get them. Should have been.
And that, you know, that's an amazing thing, isn't it, for you to have overcome that and achieve that.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a great thing to point out. You've now got other problems.
Yeah.
Like what you just said there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like just flipping this into like a way of looking at life and business or something.
Yeah, it's like I'd say it's a trophy. Like, having loose skin, it doesn't look nice, but it's a trophy. It's sort of a, yeah, exactly. That's what people always say to me, like, oh yeah, you've done so well. I was like, yeah, but I don't like myself topless because of all this. And they were like, yeah, but that's just showing where you've been, what you've done.
Really important here. I'm saying this for you as well as the people listening, right? So I'm going to change it into a business aspect because it's a little bit more easy to understand, right? You start a business, you earn a little bit of money, you get confident. Yeah?
That's it, yeah.
You then get all big business, and then all of a sudden you have a VAT bill. Do you know what I'm saying? Or a tax bill.
Like,
and then
you can't just keep going and have no problems.
No, exactly. And that's the way I look at what you've done now. You were in a really unhappy shit place. You've gone and done something about it. You feel amazing about that thing, but then there's still a problem.
Yeah.
And do you know what the lesson is to learn here? Is that there's always something. And I'm saying this to you and for the listeners, right?
Yeah.
There's always something that you will highlight as the problem.
Yeah.
Right? But know that there will always be something, and there's always ways to overcome that. And, you know, repetition, the more reps we do, the more confidence we build. You know, we build results, we build confidence.
Yeah.
And I say this a lot, but it's just like a boxer. You know, you don't stop punching when you're a boxer. You keep jabbing, regardless.
Yeah, that's
how you have to think about.
Keep pushing on.
Yeah, that's how you have to think about your life. Like you're pushing forward, but there's always going to be something that needs more attention, and you focus on that and give that more attention. But you keep continuing to build your confidence and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I definitely now feel the most confident I've ever felt, physically, mentally, emotionally. And then now when I see people living the life that I used to live, and they're still living that life, like 7, 8, 9 years on, I'm thinking, is this what you want to do forever? You just want to keep going out and doing whatever you're doing, or do you not want to better yourself as a person? And then if they say no, then just let them go on with it, and I'll just keep improving myself.
No, of course. But that's the thing, isn't it, as well? Like, I'm sure you've thought about this and heard about this before, but no one's ready until they're ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and you know, the stuff that I do, and especially like Limelight X and things like that, there's so much, there is so many opportunities for so many people that they just don't take it up.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't want to take the opportunity, it's just because they're not ready.
What makes people ready? Rock bottom or...
Yeah, well, the thing that makes people ready, in my opinion, is hitting that pain point.
Yeah.
You know, so and that's why I said earlier on about you, like you obviously hit a point where you was in that much pain where you thought, fuck this, I am not living this way anymore.
Yeah, like I hate myself. I need to stop hating myself immediately.
Some people have health scares, don't they?
Yeah.
Some people go to doctors and they're borderline diabetic, and then all of a sudden they change their life, and the fucking next thing they're a personal trainer and they're in insane shape. We've got a business.
Yeah.
You know, these are them life transformations that people have, and you know, but it all starts with something. It all starts from that pivotal point, whether it's emotionally, you know, driven from how you feel, or whether it's, you know, how you're being treated. I mean, bullying's not right, obviously. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's not necessarily, well, it is bullying, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Highlighting something. I mean, it's not fair to walk around town going, you're fat, you're too skinny, you're too...
Yeah, that's taking the
that's
piss a
not
bit.
normal. But again, it sometimes those little like indicators can spark you in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
But so just to wrap up and stuff, and let's give you a little bit of you know, sprinkle a bit of stuff on your success. You are now moving into, I mean, obviously you're just about to have a knee operation this weekend. But you know, other than that, for the guys listening, your training is obviously the strongest, fittest you've ever been, isn't it?
Yeah.
The knee op is something that obviously, you know, it just needs to happen because you need to get, is it gristle out your knee?
Yeah, well, last year when I tore my meniscus, your competition actually, so it's your fault.
Yeah.
But no, since then, it was last July, the muscles healed, the bones healed, it's just the bit of the cartilage and gristle and stuff that just needs to come out, and then onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's a normal procedure, like, and, you know,
Yeah.
hope you look with it and stuff, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on it anyway, and then after that, it's just about rebuilding, isn't it? And
Yeah,
for
that's
you
it.
now, like, where are you going and where's your big focus and goals?
Obviously, the ultimate goal is world's strongest man under 80 in America, OSG usually, but now they've got the natural route, which is worlds in Edinburgh, I believe it was this year.
Yes.
So obviously the goal is to win both of them eventually, but obviously I've got my knee up this week on Sunday in Nottingham. I have signed up for England's strongest natural man at the end of January. Don't think I'll be 100% for then. If not,
Just as a bit of accountability to everyone, you won't.
no, yeah.
He wants to be.
I really,
but
I want to be. I'm still training for
Curtis,
it.
is the
I
type
can't
person
see
who
it.
Still do shit, so you're not doing it.
Yeah, I might do it. If not, then there's English strongest man under 80 kilo at Chaos in March. That's looking more likely now.
Yeah.
And then I think there's another one later on in the year. I think it's top 6 from. I think the best bet I've got at the minute is do England's in March, and then for the rest of the year just keep building. Unless I see something I want to jump in, then I'll jump in. And then next year, England's, that is the big focus, top 6, UK's, Europe's, and then World's.
Yeah.
And then next year is just going to be an insane year.
Yeah, just saying.
That is the goal.
I think as well, I'm actually saying this, we've had similar conversations like this, and it's a bit of a coaching chat, but people may as well listen as well because it's worth listening to. But I think what you should look at now, and I'm saying this for people that may feel similar to you, obviously let you know, knee out the way, all that sort of stuff, and you're going to go for Natty England's, is it?
Yeah.
Chaos
England's,
one,
yeah, March.
So you go for that one. Then I think it's very wise to look. You want to be an OSG,
Yeah.
so I think it's very wise to force yourself to be amongst it, to try and qualify. If you qualify, awesome. If you don't, you would have, you would have progressed anyway.
Yeah,
Do you know
definitely.
what I mean? And I think that's a really good mentality to have. I get when people, you know, and that's why I'm saying this. I get when people are like, oh, I'll do it when I'm ready.
Yeah.
But always remember, you're going to have a 10% push when, or even more for some people, but you're going to have an extra push when that pressure's on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like competition, you know. But yeah, I've done loads of competitions where my prep's not gone 100%, but at comp I've done better than I thought I was going to do. It's just having that like pressure at the time. So I think it'd be good for you really to go.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to
this year.
and the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to force myself to get in and amongst the best in the country, and then just to figure out where I am amongst them, and then see what I need to do to get amongst them and above them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Eventually.
But no, Kurt, thanks for sharing everything today, man.
That's all right,
It
anytime.
definitely would have inspired people, and I say it all the time, but you are a massive inspiration of what you've done. I personally haven't done your journey, and that's probably why I find it.
Because you've never been as fat as me.
Well, I wouldn't say I've been fat. I've been at points where I've been,
chunky.
Let's say I was thinking that bodybuilding was all about eating loads of food.
Nah, that's what strongman's about.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I've never been in that position, but I love to see it. Yeah, and also just because I can't help but say this and hope that you show it. Do you want to show people your tattoo?
Yeah, go on then.
I've put you on the spot now.
You might see a topless short man.
What camera should we look at, just for the guys?
Time,
Yeah. So Curtis, just for the people looking, Curtis has got a tattoo of the gym, and he actually got free membership for that, because that is a badass move. if you're on Spotify or Apple and you can't see it, you need to log into YouTube and have a look at it. But yeah, Kurt's got that, and it was literally. To be fair, I thought you was joking when you said it, and then you.
Well, yeah, I put it in the chat. I said, anyone think of a decent tattoo?
How come we got the strength shop one?
Oh, that's just strength in Chinese, I think.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it just means strength, doesn't
They
it?
didn't give me any discount, unfortunately.
Just to finish that off, obviously, because you can't hear it up there. Why did you have that tattoo?
I don't know. Well, it was in the.
Hold on a minute, a bit more.
Yeah, sorry,
This is fucking badass, Jim.
It is. I put it in the group chat. Like, my tattooist put something up saying I've got a couple of hours tomorrow if anyone wants it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, go on then. So I put it in the gym group chat we've got. I was like, anyone think of any decent gym related tattoos to get? And Dean pipes up, why wouldn't you just get the SSG logo? I was like, yeah, all right.
Like, shit. And then I remember when he sent it. I know, but that's what I said to him afterwards. Obviously, like me being like typical fucking ADHD, I was like, let's see how long that lasts for. But I promise I'll keep the gym that name.
Good, your best thing.
I remember actually. I think a couple of weeks later, I said to you, I'm thinking of changing it, and you was like, and you actually texted me separately saying, I'm sure you did, or you might have gone, are you serious or something? I was like, no, mate, it's fine.
You can fucking pay for it to be covered.
Oh, yeah.
This is the best name we've had it, and I'm wondering.
It is the best name we've had. So yeah, it to go to Serious Strength Gym, it's exactly what it is on the tin, and that's why for me it's if you turn up here, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's that for sure. But Kurt, thanks a lot, my brother.
That's
really
all right.
Appreciate it. And everyone will get a lot of value from that. So.
I'm sure they will.
Where can people follow you as well, mate?
Instagram it's Curty Gaines _ strongman on Instagram. I don't really use TikTok, but it's there. It's all in the bio on Instagram, I think. Everything, you can find me everywhere.
Instagram's the main place now.
Yeah, I'm always all over that.
And there's just some flash businessman from London that uses LinkedIn as your only place.
I've never heard of that.
I've never even had LinkedIn. But mate, appreciate it, and we'll catch you very soon.
Yeah, man, sweet.